What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we actually have some more Super Boss clips for you guys. So these are slightly different teams from the video that you would have seen upon the initial release of the Super Boss Kizuna versus Orochi. I've made some slight additions, some slight tweaks to these teams. Now, I will say that these are not the best teams that you can create, so don't take this as the law, as these are the best teams that you can make, because that is completely untrue. The fact that I don't have some of the key characters like the Kinemon Denjiro, the support rare recruit Otoko, the Izo and Okiku dual legend, or it's not really a dual legend, but you know what I mean. Like, some of those key characters that have released recently are very good for this event. Also, not owning a final tap Straw Hat Crew level 5 max final tap, not having that either is also a huge detriment to team building here, as it enables you to use, Luffy and the Straw Hats as a crewmate at level 5 final tap, and then have a friend captain to be, one of the ones that you need, whether it be Kinemon Denjiro, V2 Odin, Izo, and Okiku. It makes a big difference having that character, so I made a tweet about it as well, but literally next time Luffy and the Straw Hats are available on a Sugo Fest, I'm going to be rainbowing them out, because they are just so freaking strong. But talking more about my own personal teams here, none of the teams that you guys will be seeing in the rest of this video actually have Luffy and the Straw Hats on the teams at all. It's definitely focusing on just making sure the whole team can do as much damage as possible. And I believe two of the teams in this video are utilizing NakkiPeruna. She's actually incredible here because you are able to get her conditional boost, which is able to activate below 80%, giving the guaranteed conditional, and also gives you a chain lock. But if you already have a chain lock active, then she actually buffs the chain lock by 0.5, and that actually counts for chain boundary effects. Yeah, that's absolutely absurd. So if you use like Wano Law first, and then use NakkiPeruna second, it will buff the chain boundary so that it starts at 3.0 instead of 2.5. So it's absolutely nuts, and if you have that combination, it's a really good way to increase your chain multiplier. And of course, I don't have my own Kinemon and Denjiro, so we're using them as a friend captain to get a really big orb boost, with Odin buffing it to a 3 times orb boost, Roger buffing his boost into a 3.25 times attack boost. We've got the Wano slots via Kinemon Denjiro / Yamato as well. Yamato for increased damage taken on the Int boss fight as well. Does a lot of damage, but of course, if you've got final tap Luffy level 5 and some of the other rare recruits that you can have on your own team rather than relying on friend captains, you can definitely achieve higher damage output. Moving on now to the versus strength team, and this is the team I'm least happy with. It is just literally due to the fact that I don't have some of the other more recent characters such as Kinemon and Denjiro and Izo and Okiku, both of which are phenomenal characters that have type advantage versus the strength boss. So unfortunately, we have to rely on a Kinemon and Denjiro friend captain, and we are using Shanks' crew as our crewmate here just to ensure that we get the 3.5 times chain lock on stage 2. Comparatively to the 1.1 times chain lock that gets inflicted to you on stage 3 here. So you literally need some type of chain locking effect that you use on stage 2 to carry it into the final boss room. You also have to deal with this really pesky defense up on the enemy side of the field here. So I'm opting for this Doflamingo from a Kizuna Clash from a long time ago, because we can extend the chain lock that Shanks' crew gives us to an additional 1 or 2 turns, and then we use Doflamingo for some more matching slots and getting rid of the defense up. It's not the most optimal way to get around the content, but it's just really what I could do. This is the highest damage output team that I personally could put together, at least that I could think of. But it's not the best, but at least it still does, close to 2 billion damage, which is still pretty cool. And of course, we've got Odin on the boss stage as well to ensure that our Free Spirit and Slasher characters' attack and orb boosts are buffed. And of course, we're using the switch effect of Kinemon and Denjiro to get the Slasher resistance down on the enemy. So that's really nice to get a bit of extra buff off of that. And then the orb boost, the attack boost via Luffy. It would have been nice to fit the Sabu support attached to Luffy to get an increased base attack boost, but having that Usopp support to make sure that we're guaranteeing recovery slots, which of course can become Wano slots when you've got Kinemon and Denjiro as the captain, it's kind of what I relied on for this particular team. And of course, we're using Brook once again because we can have the Pedro support, which gets rid of the attack down and the despair that we have to deal with on the final boss stage here, which is really, really good. And then moving on to the final team of the video, which is going to be my versus Sai team, and we're using the old school Yamato as a captain. We're using the 6-star form, not the 6-star plus, and we're using the Bon Clay as a friend captain this time around. And once again, utilizing that really cool combination of the Wano Law chain boundary with the Peruna, getting the chain boundary buffed as well as getting the conditional boost. And something else that's actually really cool is something that I totally forgot about as well, is when you use the special ability of Roger, not Whitebeard, but specifically Roger, he will make all of your attack boosts become a 3x attack boost instead. But another thing that he does that I forgot about was the fact that he also will increase color affinity boosts. So with this team, we're using the special ability of Luffy and Hancock to give us a pretty good color affinity boost for Sai and Int. And then utilizing Roger's special, that will enable us to get that color affinity from Luffy and Hancock to be buffed even further. I believe they're a 2.25 color affinity, so it's actually 2.75 times color affinity, 3 times attack boost. Unfortunately, the orb boost is the worst part of this team. It's only a 2.25 times orb boost. You know, you take the good with the bad, but of course we have the conditional boost with Peruna, we have the base attack boost with Bon Clay, and of course we get access to Wano slots because of Yamato, of course, and then her super type giving you the chain effect, and there's no attack down regarding your chain on the Sai boss either, which is really good. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of good boosted units for this fight that you can really rely on to guarantee you heavy hits of damage, so you really have to rely on some obscure characters to ensure that you get your damage increased. But I think with all of that, that is going to wrap up this One Piece Treasure Cruise video. I wish you guys the best of luck with the rest of the Super Boss Kizuna, and hopefully you and your team can go ahead and get, you know, a couple more runs done and get all those rewards. Make sure to go ahead and complete Box 7 a few times just to make sure you can get your Super Evolution skulls to actually Super Evolve the Orochi character. Definitely important because the character is going to be boosted in future events throughout April. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.
Quiero.